Welcome to the Leak Proof Life, the podcast that finally gives high-achieving women the whole picture on bladder leaks. I'm Dr. Juhi Patel, holistic pelvic floor PT, founder of Everwell Rehab, and the person who's going to tell you that kegels, cutting coffee, and wearing a liner were never the full answer. Around here, we ditch the generic advice and go way beyond exercises. We get to the real reasons your bladder is running your life, your nervous system, your stress, your gut, your hormones, your habits, the whole picture finally. This is the show for women who has it together in every area of her life except this one. The one who hasn't told anyone. The one who is exhausted from managing around it and ready to actually fix it. Common doesn't mean normal, and normal doesn't mean permanent. This is your sign to stop managing and start fixing. Let's go. Picture this. It's 7 a.m. You're already on your phone before your feet hit the floor. 3 things running in your head before you have had a sip of water. You check emails the second you wake up. You draft responses in the shower. You genuinely cannot remember the last time you sat somewhere and thought about absolutely nothing. Does that sound familiar to you? That woman, the always on, always thinking, always doing woman, her nervous system is in a state of low-grade stress pretty much all day long. And that low-grade stress is directly connected to her bladder, urgency, and leaks. Not as a side effect, not as a secondary thing, as a primary driver. When women come to work with me, one of the first things I ask about is stress. Not just, are you stressed? Everybody's stressed these days. But what does a normal day actually look like for you? What does your nervous system feel like most of the time? And what I hear over and over again, I'm always on, even when I'm not working. I'm thinking about work. I cannot remember the last time I actually relaxed. I hold my breath a lot. My shoulders are always tense. I just kind of run at 100 all the time. And then I ask, has anyone ever told you that this is connected to your bladder? Answer is almost always no. These women are smart, resourceful, proactive. They have done the kegels. They have cut the coffee. They have done all things they were told to do. But nobody ever sat them down and said, your nervous system is part of this. You're always on, always stressed, never fully resting nervous system is directly contributing to your bladder urgency. That's what today is about. Your body has 2 modes. Think of them like switches. Mode 1, sympathetic mode, your fight or flight switch. Cortisol, adrenaline, heart rate up, muscle get tense, whole system mobilized. Mode 2 is your parasympathetic mode, your rest and digest switch. Your heart rate settles, your muscle softens, and your bladder and pelvic floor can relax and function the way they are supposed to. Here is the problem. Most of the women I work with are in the fight or flight for most of the day. Not because they are in physical danger, because your brain doesn't know the difference between being chased by a tiger and having 37 unread emails and a full afternoon of calls and a presentation due on Friday. To your nervous system, pressure is pressure. Urgency is urgency. Overwhelm is overwhelm. What fight or flight does to your bladder, it does 3 things. First, stress hormones overstimulate the nerves that controls your bladder. Your bladder starts sending I need to go signals way before it's actually full. This is Second, your pelvic floor muscle tense up. A chronically tense pelvic floor pushes down on your bladder, increases pressure inside it, and makes leaks, urgency more likely happen. Third, your body wants to empty your bladder. When it thinks it's in danger, this is evolutionary. If you are about to run for your life, You want to be as light as possible, which is why some women need the bathroom urgently right before a big presentation, a difficult conversation, or a stressful event. That is not a coincidence. That is your stress response doing exactly what it's designed to do. If this is the first time someone has explained the stress bladder connection to you, I have a free training that goes way deeper. Link is in the description. It's worth watching before you go and try another Kegel. The diaphragm and your pelvic floor are directly connected. Think of your core like a cylinder, a can. Diaphragm is the lid at the top, the pelvic floor, the base at the bottom, designed to move together in rhythm every single time you breathe. Breathe in, diaphragm drops, pelvic floor gently drops with it. Everything softens and expands. When you breathe out, the diaphragm lifts up, pelvic floor gently lifts up. Everything recoils naturally. But when you are stressed, stress shifts you into chest breathing, shallow, fast, high up in the chest kind of breathing, barely moving your diaphragm at all. It's super shallow. And a lot of high achieving women are also breath holders, holding their breath without even knowing it. When your diaphragm isn't moving properly, your pelvic floor stops moving properly. It starts to grip, it stays tense. It loses its natural rhythm. And a pelvic floor that's chronically gripping, that never fully let go, creates exactly the environment where urgency and leaks thrive. Now let's do one thing. Put one hand on your belly. Take a deep breath. Feel, did your chest move up or did your belly move out? If your chest moved and your belly stayed flat, that's chest breathing, and that is fixable. Here is how it works. You are stressed, your nervous system is running hot, your bladder reacts, urgency spikes. Maybe a leak. Breathing, which is a solution, has an actual research behind it as a treatment for bladder urgency. The stress bladder loop, here is how it all works, how it's connected. You are stressed, your nervous system is running hot. Your bladder reacts to, and then urgency spikes and comes in the form of a leak. Now you're anxious about your bladder. The anxiety is more stress. More cortisol shoots up, more bladder reacting to it, more urgency, more anxiety. So here is how the stress bladder loop works. And then there is the shame layer. You are a high achiever. You have it all together. You are the one people count on. And here you're rushing to the bathroom in the middle of an important meeting, praying nobody notices. Research tells us nearly 1 in 2 women dealing with overactive bladder have anxiety symptoms. The stress and the bladder problem are not separate things. They're actively making each other worse. They both are connected. Breaking this loop is not about willpower. It's not about trying harder. It's about you understanding that your nervous system is running a program and you can actually change the program. What you can actually do. The first thing, focus on the breathing. 5 minutes of belly breathing, we call it as diaphragmatic breathing, a day is not a wellness trend. For women with bladder urgency and leaks, it is a literal treatment. Here is how you can do it. Lie down or sit comfortably. One hand on your belly, breathe in through your nose. Count for 4. Belly rises into your hand. Hold that for 1 count. Breathe out through your mouth. Slowly exhale. Let the belly slowly soften. That longer exhale is the key. The exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It is the literal one to fight. The exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system. The second thing you can do, notice your baseline. What does it mean? See if your shoulders are up around your ears right now? Are you holding your breath? Is your jaw clenched right now? Is your belly braced like you're about to get punched? These are signs your sympathetic nervous system is running the show. So from that, you will know if the sympathetic nervous system is acting up. The third thing, built-in actual recovery time. This sounds easy, right? It's not. Your bladder cannot heal in an environment of unrelenting go, go, go. Not scrolling on sofa that keeps your brain activated. Actual recovery needs a walk with the podcast on. 10 minutes outside is a big thing for your nervous system. A meal you sit down and eat. The fourth thing you can do, get real support. Stress management and pelvic floor work are not separate tracks. A contracted, stressed pelvic floor often needs to learn to release before it can strengthen. And that starts with the nervous system we talked about. Our culture celebrates the always on women. We celebrate her productivity, her capacity, her ability to push through. What we don't talk about is what that cost her body. Chronic stress is not neutral, it accumulates. And for a lot of women, it accumulates in the pelvic floor in the form of tension, urgency, leaks, pain. A body that is gripping, bracing, holding on for dear life. Your bladder urgency is not separate from your life. It's a message from your body about your life. Taking care of your nervous system is not a luxury. It is medicine, and your bladder will thank you for it. If today's episode made something click, start small tonight. 5 minutes of belly breathing before bed. Just try it. See how you feel. And if you're ready to do this properly, to work through the physical and the nervous system piece with someone guiding you through the exact step-by-step process, book a free call with me. Link is in the show notes. Share this episode if it helped you. Send it to the women in your life who runs at 100 and wonders why her body's struggling. She needs to hear this.